Thank you for tuning into Devos today. And today is day 2 that we are looking at the subject matter, why I can't quit. Now, I'm going to be upfront with you. This is an important matter to me because, I hate to say this. Did you know that most Christians quit walking with God passionately? Now, I'm not saying they're not believers. I didn't say that they don't go to church. But I'm just telling you, they're just a shell of a human being that they used to be. Now, you don't want to be a has-been as a Christian. I want you just to live your life on fire for the Lord. Don't lose that fire. But I want to show you here what it means not to quit. Now, the bottom line of this is I owe him. Now, look with me here. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 14. For the love of Jesus Christ, he controls us. That's what controls us, the love of Christ. Because we have concluded this, that one has died for all, that's Christ. Therefore, all have died. And he died for all, that all those who live might no longer live for themselves, but for him who for their sakes died and was raised. Now, what's that mean? It says here that we've all died. So Jesus died so that we could live. But notice here, it says that we die to ourselves. That means I give up all my rights. You know why people want to quit? Because they're not getting all the things out of life they want. Listen, I know there can be a big gap to where you thought you were going to be in life and where you actually are right now. How we thought things were going to be in the future and how things are in the future right now, sometimes there's a big gap, isn't there? But as a believer, if you realize once you become a Christian and you're growing, and that's the problem, a lot of Christians aren't growing. But if you're growing as a believer, that you start to realize, you know what? Jesus died for me. Now, I can't die for him, but I can die to myself, that Jesus is going to be number one, and I will never quit loving him and serving him and being passionate for him because of all he's done for me. I owe him. This is very, very important, and I want to encourage you with this here today. Now, let's go down to Isaiah chapter 50, verse 6 and 7. Jesus. Now, this is in the Old Testament, but this is Jesus Christ speaking to us. He said, I gave my back to those who strike, and I gave my cheeks to those who pulled out the beard. Now, are you seeing this? This is over 1,000 years before Christ died on that cross. That day, they beat him. They whipped his back. They pulled out his beard. Notice, this is Jesus speaking 1,000 years before in the Old Testament. He goes, I hid not my face from disgrace in the spitting. He said, but the Lord helps me. He says, therefore, I have not been disgraced. He says, now through all of this, he says, therefore, I have set my face like a flint. I like that. And I know I will not be put to shame. Jesus, the Bible tells us, he had his face like a flint towards the cross. That's also in the New Testament because he loved us that much. Now listen, I want to encourage you not to quit because we owe. I remember 46 years ago, there was someone humanly that God used to save my life. They led me to Christ. They took care of me. They helped me. I should have died at that time. I want to let you know something. I have never forgotten what they have done. And to this very day, I put some skin in on this. I pay some time. I help them with things. I financially help. And I do things on a regular basis. You know why? Because I owe them. Now, there was somebody else years ago, and they helped me. They were so good to me. When I didn't have anything, they'd give me some food to eat and many, many other things. And I lost contact with them. And then I found out they died. Do you know that this very day, I keep thinking to myself how ashamed I am because I owed them. Okay, now, let's put this together. Don't do that to Jesus. The one who was spit upon, the one who had his beard plucked out for you, he didn't quit, so I'm not quitting on him. I want you to say as you go into prayer, I'm not quitting on you. The Lord, I'm not quitting. I'm going to live for you, and this day, I make my commitment that I want to leave a lasting legacy.